everyone, and welcome to Good Morning Fillmore. My name is Adrian Robledo. I'll be your host today, and most likely for the rest of the show. I'm a local realtor here in Fillmore, California, SoCal's last best small community, and I'm joined by Ms. Christine Shefferly, the superintendent for the Fillmore Unified School District. How you doing, Christine?
I'm doing great. How are you, Adrian?
I'm doing good. We're doing good here. It's not raining, so nice and sunny today. A little cold. Alrighty, Christine, from my understanding, you just updated the trustees here. We're talking about the education update, what's going on here for the community. And I know one of the big topics, for the discussion right now is that, the kids just returning from winter break. So how is that going along for the school district?
It's going great. Thank you, Adrian. We are very thankful to have all of our schools open full-time for in-person learning. We had a great first semester. We had our stands filled with parents and community members.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cheering on our Fillmore Flashes. We had the historic win against Santa Paula High School, which we're always very proud of.
Oh, yes. Another one to add to the sweater.
Absolutely. We're still celebrating that one. And so we had a successful athletic season. We had our football team do well. We had Michael Camilo Torres qualify for state CIF.
Wow.
We had one of our girls volleyball players, another cross country athlete, qualify for first team all league for the Citrus
Wow.
Race. So we celebrate that, and we know how important athletics are for our students. I do want to share, we had a great few days reopening our schools. We are proud to announce that even with staffing shortages, we were able to cover all of our classrooms with instructors. We have
Awesome.
it's pretty amazing. And I do want to say that's testament to, our district in the city of Fillmore. I've always said when things get tough here in Fillmore, what we do best is we come together. And,
Mm-hmm.
and we're seeing that in our schools right now. We have a district office staff helping out. I had the privilege to teach a math class at Fillmore Middle School and was over at Fillmore High School today helping out. We have district administration, classified staff, everyone just pitching in to do what's best for our kids. So it's been a great reopening. We are just prioritizing our school sites and making sure that our schools are safe and our kids are taken care of.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I just love how you pointed that out about Fillmore, how we all come together during these scarce times. We still help each other out and prevail and keep pushing, and that's important for the new community coming in here to Fillmore and getting to know Fillmore. The most important things where their kids are going to school, they're coming from out of the county, sending their kids to school in Fillmore that their family's never been to. But, seeing that happen and all these students be successful during this time, it's amazing. It's really awesome.
Like I said, it's what we do best. We take care of our kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of the kids and everything that's going on right now, how has that been for the school districts here? Almost every school district, but we'll focus on Fillmore, about, these recent surge in these cases going on right now. How has that been challenging you guys?
Right. We have seen a significant increase in positive cases of COVID, as well as just students and staff being exposed to a positive case. So it's what I shared at the board meeting is now is the time to just maintain consistent with our protocols. We do require all of our staff and students to pre-screen before they come to school or report to work every day. And we have a COVID pre-screening tool that's located on our website and accessible for our families, for our staff. So that's really important. What we're telling staff, what we're telling all students and families is if their child is exhibiting any COVID-like symptoms, to please keep them home. That's first and foremost the most important thing. Keep them home, call the school, And we are very fortunate here to have 3 registered nurses, as well
Wow.
as a district inside health team that can make contact with parents to let them know what next steps are. So that is probably the most important thing that we could ask of our community and our families. Second, we are requiring per public health mandate that students and staff properly wear masks while indoors,
Mm.
that they're below the chin, over the nose, at all times while they're indoors. Public health mandate does not require masks outdoors at this time, so it's optional while they're outside, but we are highly encouraging our students, our staff right now, especially during this surge, when they're in crowded spaces outside, to wear a mask. And also, we are encouraging anyone that can, who is not vaccinated, to become vaccinated. And also, we are increasing our testing capability here in Fillmore. We've contracted with COVID Clinic, and
Okay.
beginning Monday, we will have a permanent testing kiosk located at the Fillmore High School Stadium, where our students, staff, and their families will have access to testing. It's important we get folks tested to
Right.
determine if they're positive, and get people back in school as quickly and safely as possible. So we will be sending out more information on that. We're just getting the details, but like we're all aware, there's just a shortage of testing sites right now, all across California. So we're doing our
Right.
part to increase that here in Fillmore Unified.
So you mentioned that COVID clinic was open to the students and their families. Is that open to the public in general?
We're going to start with students,
Okay.
staff, and our families, and you can see how that goes. But the intent is that the permanent kiosk will be available to the community as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, there's been some really long lines, out at Fillmore Middle School, which we don't operate any of these sites. But again, we just feel for our community and our parents and kids who are having, some delays in finding a testing site. So
Right.
that is why we decided, to do what we can to increase testing capability here within the district.
Okay. So if I was a parent or a parent out there, what is the proper way to send your child to school?
Wonderful, great question. So first of all, you're going to pre-screen. And if they have the symptoms, you're going to keep them home. If they're feeling well, they haven't been exposed, you're going to send them to school, and you're going to talk to them about, safety and wearing a mask. If students don't have a mask, they forget them, they break, we do have masks at school.
Okay.
We are asking kids also, and staff, to wash their hands frequently. We are disinfecting our classrooms. We're addressing the high touch areas, and keeping doors open, and having kids eat outside as much as possible as weather permits. And, following all those safety measures for schools. But, I just want to say our kids are doing a good job. Our staff are amazing. And to the community of Fillmore, like I said, we're very blessed to be here and to have a supportive community where education is important, supporting our schools is important. And I shared in my winter letter, what I ask of the community of Fillmore, our families, is that we continue to work together. We continue to communicate. We continue to be solution oriented, and come together like we do best. These are uncharted times.
Oh, yes.
Never done this in the history of education. So, like I said, like we said, I think we're very fortunate to live in Fillmore, and have the support of the community, and a lot of folks who just care about our kids, and want the best for them. So I would
Right.
ask parents, be patient with us. We are having, a lot of phone calls right now. We are doing our best to get back to parents. If their child is out of school, awaiting results or awaiting a phone call back from school staff, my recommendation is please email your child's teacher. If your child's in middle school or high school, have them email their teachers to get work so they don't fall behind. We're doing our best to communicate out, but if we could please ask for the help of our families as well to communicate to our staff to get those assignments started, we would be very thankful and appreciative of that as well.
Yes, awesome. We'll definitely be doing some reaching out here and the community here, local businesses. Definitely be reaching out and educating the families on the update and what's going on. And along with the students, I mean, in your eyes, have you noticed a change in mental health? Different, anything different going on right there?
Yeah, we have. I think, closing schools, we saw the negative impact that had, on our staff, our students, their
Right.
families, and the community, just the social isolation, not being
Mm,
around peers, not having the positive influence of, teachers, administrators in their lives. So in preparation to come back, we do have counselors at every single one of our school sites dedicated to that school. We were able to open up a wellness center where we have a
oh,
full-time
awesome.
social worker that's actually a graduate of Fillmore High School. They are full-time to offer mental health services as well as connect our students and our family to local resources. We
And that's
had,
awesome for the new community too, just to see a Fillmore graduate social worker coming back and helping out still. That's just Fillmore in a
yeah,
nutshell right there.
I tell you, that's what we do best. We're working with Ventura County Behavioral Health. They're working at the high school to provide drug alcohol counseling if needed for our students. And moving forward, we are looking at opening a wellness center at Fillmore Middle School. We're contracting with Ventura County Behavioral Health, Logrando Bienestar, and we're going to be offering a healthy body, healthy mind series in English and Spanish for families that are going to focus on stress and anxiety, emotions and
Right.
depression, bullying, intimidation. So if you're not following Fillmore Unified and our schools on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, please follow us because a lot of the information is going to be on our social media sites. And
Yes.
yeah, so we're doing a lot. Like I said at the board meeting, we're going to continue to add more services because we need healthy, happy students, staff, and families to
Right.
be able to educate them.
Yeah, you mentioned a good topic right now, as far as for mental health, along with bullying. Now, have you noticed any change in the students, like with their friend groups, just being split from, vaccine, no vaccine, in the district?
We're not seeing that split. I think
That's
what has
awesome.
been most prominent is kids not having the opportunity to socialize with each other for 22 months. That social isolation, it's been an adjustment when you're used to being around just a few folks or a small
Right.
peer group. Going back into a school setting with 850 students or almost 1,000 students, that's a transition in and of itself. Just being
Right.
around that many students with the anxiety of being in crowds again. We didn't experience that
Mm,
during, the COVID shutdowns for that period of time. So that's been most prominent is I think for, kids to readjust to being around,
right.
uh, you know, a lot of peers or even transitioning to different classes. And that's why we have our counselors there. And what we know is, the stronger relationships that our kids have with teachers, with school officials, the more well adjusted they are. They need
Right.
somebody at school that they know cares for them and that they can go to when they're hurting or, when
Right.
they need some help. So
Yeah.
that's been our big focus, mental health. And as a former teacher too, I just can't um, emphasize enough, how important it is for our kids to know that they have adults that care about them and
Right.
want the best for them. And and that's
That's
what
cool.
we're doing. Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the way I was raised. No elbows or politics at the dinner table. So it's awesome to see that kids aren't, taking things to the extreme in that way. They're staying alongside each other, getting the close knit community still.
Yep, our job is to provide them with a good education in a safe, healthy environment, and we're going to stick to that.
Oh yeah. And then I know during these challenging times yet again. But how has this been? I know you mentioned athletics being successful and everything. How is everything academically? Because I know that there are kids staying home, and some of them might have fallen behind, or some of them might have caught up. So how has that been?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was, difficult. And like you said, Adrian, for some of our students, independent study or online learning might have worked for them, but for others that, who had working families, many of our kids had to take care of siblings and just help
Yeah,
the household, get through difficult times. It made it difficult to focus in on their studies. So we knew coming back that we'd see some academic gaps. I think we all anticipated that. And we also realized that, you know, we can't do everything and we can't get kids caught up overnight. You know,
right,
the whole world experienced this. And so what we could do is focus in on good instruction and meeting kids where they are, identifying where the gaps are, making sure that we updated our curriculum and we're using those good teaching strategies in the classroom. And again, we're very fortunate here in town to have amazing educators. I went through the system, a product of Fillmore Unified, and I was blessed to have many, many teachers who going through our elementary schools and high school who just positively, influenced my life and my career
right.
path.
Oh yeah.
So, that's continuing here in Fillmore.
Yeah,
Addition,
I love to see that. I remember hearing about that. Um, a doctor, could save a life, but a teacher can reach the heart of a student and save his life still.
absolutely. We do that great work every day. So noticing or acknowledging that we did have academic gaps, one of the first things we did is we brought on an online tutoring service through Princeton Education
Oh wow.
called tutor.com. And every student in Fillmore Unified has access to free online tutoring 7 days a week, 24
Wow.
hours a day, bilingual tutors. And so all of our kids have access to laptops and they can log on through their laptops through a portal we have and immediately access a tutor. And they can receive tutoring in any subject. At the high school level, if they have to write an essay, they can turn in their essay to a tutor and receive feedback. So that was the first thing we did is free online tutoring to every student. Our students are starting to utilize that more, but that's word that we need to get out in the community,
That's
especially
awesome.
for parents. If you're struggling helping your child in the evening, with
Yeah.
a certain subject area, log on to tutor.com. Additionally, what we're getting up and running is offering more site-based tutoring,
Right.
where teachers are working before or after school to tutor students who are
Right.
significantly behind. I also started off the school year and we hired reading intervention teachers at our elementary schools. So those kids that were, again, 2 or more grade levels behind, now they have access to reading teachers. A project that we're working on right now that's a little slower because of this recent surge, but our plan very soon is to bring back the community homework centers.
Mm,
Back in the day, when I started teaching in Fillmore 25 years ago, I was actually a homework center tutor out at Rancho Sespe, where we opened up the community centers in our neighborhoods. So we've advertised for staff. Mrs. Norma Sanford, if you don't know her, we'll have her on a Good Morning Fillmore show, who is absolutely amazing. She started reaching out to parents. So our goal in January is to reopen homework centers in Rancho Sespe at the sheriff's substation down in Lemon Way and at a few of our apartment complexes in Piru. So we want to
yeah.
bring
Wow.
them into our neighborhoods. So that's something that we're looking forward to. And
That's awesome too that you guys have that tutor program 24/7.
isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Not just staying after school, some kids got to go help their families and go work or, watch their little brother, baby sister, and to just get on there and do your
Right.
homework and do tutoring and get feedback. It's all right there at your fingertips now.
And we do know teenagers, sometimes they work later at night.
Yeah.
I know my teenagers did at a time. So again, if you're stuck on a homework problem, you can log on any time of the day and either chat or work with an online tutor to help you. So that's amazing. So, another exciting thing I do want to mention before we conclude is, we are working to offer an expanded summer school program this summer. So we're going to start planning in July. And what we want to do is not only offer a credit recovery, but an enrichment summer school where our, elementary, middle school kids can come to school and, get some STEM instruction or, just re-engage kids. We're also very fortunate. We'll be working with UCSB through their early academic outreach program to offer a math academy.
Wow, very cool.
For incoming ninth grade students. So that's something that our community, our students, and our families can look forward to is an expansive summer school program. And we're also looking forward to our transitional kindergarten and kindergarten registration. So we're working on dates right now, and we'll get that marketed and promoted, and would love, Adrian, local businesses to help us promote registration because, again, one of the reasons that we live here, continue to live here and move into Fillmore is for that small, tight-knit community. And there's no better place to educate your kids, other than in the small community that we live in. And, it's why, as a family, we chose to stay in town. We raised our kids and so, we want to get that, like you said, Adrian, out into the community that, not only do you move to Fillmore for this small community and all of the benefits that go with that, but you move into Fillmore to send your kids to schools that offer a high quality education. Your child is not a number or an ID number, where we know every child, we care for every child, and we reach out to our community for support. So a couple things our community can look forward to: again, transitional kindergarten registration, and summer school.
Time for kindergarten to go back.
Right.
So in terms of academics, sounds like Fillmore's doing above and beyond right now.
We are doing our best. And again, as one of my mentors always says, our students are counting on us. So, I appreciate the time, Adrian, that, we're able to spend together. And I look forward to future Good Morning Fillmore shows where we could have district staff members share all the great things that are happening in Fillmore Unified.
Oh, yes, that'd be awesome. I look forward to it too.
Right. It's wonderful seeing you.
You too. Alrighty, Christine, thank you so much for the update. And I guess we'll end on this note. Thank you for all you guys watching. And you have a safe, blessed day. And as a good friend of mine said, a prosperous 2022.
So, thank you so much.
Alrighty. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.